Um, well, speaking of hot roasting places, we watched Hellboy for the first time in ages.
Yeah. This was, I think, one of my first Netflix mail-in DVDs that I did. Because I didn't see it when it came out in the theaters. I don't know why, it just didn't really interest me.
You know, a lot of people didn't, and this is one that was saved by DVD.
Mm.
In fact, let me just pull up the numbers here.
Yeah, because well, that would explain why they did it. Able to do a second one.
Yep.
Uh,
Yeah. Okay. So the original Hellboy um, had a production budget of 60 million and a worldwide box office of 99 million,
mm,
which that's a flop territory.
yeah,
But because of the different movie market back in the day, they made up a lot of that on DVDs, and there was like a special edition that I had at one point, and so
yeah,
they're able to just keep re-releasing this. And honestly, I think the home theater might have been the superior environment for this thing.
yeah,
Um, so basic premise of Hellboy. He is in the closing days of World War II.
yes.
A young British researcher named what was it, Bloom, right?
Sounds about right. Yeah, Broom. Yeah,
Broom, that's it. Uh, been watching too much anime, I guess.
yeah.
Anyways, uh, played
John
by.
Hurt.
That's right. Okay,
Yeah, the
so
guy, the guy who's the guy who the alien burst out of his chest.
yep. So you got slightly more dignity in this movie,
Yeah.
but so so John Hurt is they're raiding this Rasputin, yes, that Rasputin who
Mm.
survived the attempt on his life and joined up with the Nazis uh, to pursue occultic research. And by
Yeah.
cultic research, I mean, this is basically just Lovecraftian. Cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
And in the course of a knockdown, drag-out fight with said uh, National Socialists, a grenade goes off, and by the way, there's some bad special effects. There's some good special effects in this thing. There's some very bad special effects in this thing. Like one of them was like how a grenade made somebody just fly off in a random direction.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's not how it works.
Um, but their interference caused, instead of opening up the portal and letting out the squid baddies into
Yeah.
our world, instead Rasputin is sucked into a portal. But while the hole was open, Hellboy came out as a
Yes.
small monkey-like being.
Yes, and Broom ends up adopting him, and of course he ages very differently than humans. So by the time we get to him in the modern day, he's basically the equivalent of being in his 20s, even though he's played by Ron Perlman, who at the time of making the movie was I want to say in his 50s.
Yep. Which explains why he had a crush on Selma Blair's character. Let's all be honest here. I think everybody would have a crush on Selma Blair.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But so the basic premise is that the bad guys are trying to use Hellboy's unnaturally large right arm, which is a key to unlock the. It's basically like a biological version of a device that Rasputin had been using to try and open up the hole to the other universe.
Yeah.
So Hellboy, to take a step back, it's directed by Guillermo del Toro, and it's based on a Dark Horse comic book by Mike Mignola, who honestly at this point is basically known for Hellboy because he's been working on it consistently since the 90s.
Yeah.
Here, the wild thing about it is that it was launched as part of like a Dark Horse Comics was trying to make their own superhero universe. It's like they had the Next Men by Oh, who was the artist for that one? John Byrne, which of course was like it was like a dig at the X-Men who he had left behind at some point in the 80s.
Mm.
Um, like he was, and like he had some other creators doing things. Hellboy is really the only one that stuck, but it's very funny if you read the original comic because there are some nods to other superheroes existing in that world
Ah. Huh.
that basically are nowhere in this movie. But I just find it funny.
Yeah.
I think one of the remakes they tried to do of this one had some references to that, but don't quote me on that.
Mm. Yeah. Yeah.
So the comics are somewhat different from the movie because, in my opinion, the comics get by on their art style and mood more than the stories themselves being especially interesting.
Mm.
Like I had like 5 volumes of it back in the day, and I wanted to like it so much because I enjoyed this movie and like the character and everything so much, but I just wasn't my cup of tea.
Mm.
Um,
I did like the little commentary there where they had the comic book and he's like,
yes,
I don't like that. They never get the eyes right.
yep. Yeah, so like Hellboy has been working for the government this whole time as a anti thing that goes bump in the night agent
Yeah.
for the BPRD, the Bureau of Paranormal Research and Development.
Yes, and the guy heading it, his name is Tom Manning, and he's played by Jeffrey Tambor, who has been in a lot of stuff. I remember him as George Booth Sr. from Arrested Development. Um,
What's funny to me about Jeffrey Tambor's character in this movie, and that like I am probably one of the only people who actually watched Muppets from Space, is that Jeffrey Tambor basically plays an identical government agent stooge in both movies. And I had seen Muppets from Space not too long before I saw this one.
uh,
It's like the connection was not lost on me.
yeah,
So here, also rounding out this cast, we've got Doug Jones as Abe Sapien, this fishy-looking fellow up here,
yeah,
uh, who is a water-breathing man who they found in a cistern somewhere.
yeah. And he doesn't get a whole lot of screen time in this movie, but they kind of made for up for that in the second one, if I remember right.
Yeah, like, I think it's because of the deal is that he can't breathe air. So like to be out and about, he has to be in a special wetsuit,
Right.
like
Yeah.
like a reverse scuba suit.
Yeah.
Uh,
And then
he, but I would say like him being around not very often does make his moments more memorable because he's kind of a not quite. He's kind of the C-3PO of the movie, just with dignity.
yeah.
Like he gets to quip, he gets to make observations, he gets to be the smart one a lot of the time.
Yeah.
He's just not a fighter.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, and then rounding out the cast is John Myers, who is this new FBI agent who's assigned to basically be Hellboy's babysitter, and he's definitely one of these like very generic. He's almost he's the audience, I think, or he's the audience who's never read Hellboy before.
Right. He is there to have things explained to him.
Right. Yeah. And of course, he tries to move in on Selma Blair, which Hellboy doesn't like at all.
Yep. Because yeah, Hellboy has a bit of a crush on her, which the whole ages differently thing makes it not weird that he'd be interested in someone her age when. Uh, and Selma Blair's character is she is a fire starter, pyrokinetic.
Yeah, but she's got issues.
Yep. Like
And
she just has emotional issues, can't really control the fire that well.
yeah, and yeah, so she's in a hospital. Um, but Hellboy stinks out to go see her, and she keeps telling him, "You need to stop doing this," because he
Right.
keeps getting in trouble.
Yep.
Yeah.
And and the scheme is that again Rasputin is trying to manipulate Hellboy into helping him open up the portal. Um, and they have a variety of colorful enemies for them to fight. So,
Yeah.
um, I don't think I want to spoil this one because, well, spoiler alert for the end of the review. I think that this is worth a watch. Just you have to have the right mindset for it.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Yeah. I think my issue was that I don't know what it is. I had a hard time following the plot. It seemed a little disjointed to me. I don't know if it was just because I wasn't paying attention hard enough, or
I would say that the plot is like a classic 90s to 2000s superhero movie where it's almost more interested in introducing the hero and his world than the actual storyline. Like
yeah,
Rasputin manipulating things in the background is the through line, but it does feel like a little random that they end up fighting a uh, this cool looking demon thing over here, and
yeah,
then after killing it, Hellboy just decides to go randomly hang out with Selma Blair's character.
yeah, yeah.
Uh,
I mean, I definitely would recommend it for people who, if you're like into comic book superhero movies, just from the standpoint of broadening your horizons. I I don't know. I mean, I thought it was decent. It's a decent enough movie. I don't know. It didn't really impact me the way that maybe it did for some people. I don't know.
yeah, that's totally fair.
Yeah,
So let's talk about some of the movie's um, defects and how much this will matter to you will depend from person to person.
yeah,
It's like Daniel said, like there is a plot, but it's like it is much more interested in like the character focus on Hellboy's interactions with everyone.
yeah.
Um, Ron Perlman, this is one of his better roles in my opinion
Oh yeah,
because
yeah,
he brings so much personality to the character. Um, like just this sarcastic, I'm done with this feeling about all of his superhero work or his
yeah.
secret agent work.
Yeah, yeah, there were a couple moments there when like something bad's about to happen to him, and he's like, "Oh crap!"
Yeah. Um,
um,
but now I will say that some of the banter is a little generic. Like there's one point where he's wrestling with a demon and falling down a mine or falling down an elevator shaft. He shouts something like, "You lousy monster!" And it's like this couldn't have gotten a second draft.
yeah. Oh, that's the line you want to go with. Oh, okay.
Um, and I suspect that a little bit of it, like, and this is something that I heard somebody observe, and like once you hear an observation and it's true, you can't unobserve it.
Yeah.
Um, so uh, Guillermo del Toro, Spanish is his first language. Might like, and some of the dialogue does have a slightly tin ear to it.
Mm,
Like some of the things that are quippy, it's like there was. I feel like there should have been a funnier line there.
yeah. 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 That definitely makes some sense to it. Yeah.
Although, let's see here, the credited writers are Del Toro himself, Mike Mignola. So that could have been some of what I don't really think worked necessarily about Hellboy, the comic book bleeding through.
Yeah.
Not okay, not worked is too harsh, but yeah. And then the other writer was a guy named Peter Briggs, a former assistant cameraman. Briggs sold his script Alien vs. Predator 20th Century Fox in the 90s within a day of hitting the market via his then agent, William Morris. And his writing credits are this movie and Thunderbirds Are Go, the TV series,
Oh boy. Oof. Oof. Okay.
which is a Amazon Prime remake of the old puppet show Thunderbirds.
Well, okay then. Yeah.
So the dialogue feeling a little generic in places kind of makes sense. Like I would say that the actual character arcs they actually work well enough.
Yeah.
But like a lot of this movie's appeal is just in the audacity of some of the concepts in it. Like Abe
Yeah.
Sapien, he's cool. Like,
Yeah.
oh, it's a guy who was found in in some sort of underground well or something. I forget what the specifics of it were, but like,
Yeah.
oh, he was named Abe Sapien because the date written on the wall was the date of Abraham Lincoln's assassination.
Yeah.
Or like this guy here, I always called him the Clockwork Nazi because he uh, he he is a German sadist who basically mutilated himself because he was addicted to surgery, and his blood has quote long since turned to dust. Like he
Yeah.
winds himself up with clockwork pieces. Like it's totally implausible, but it's so darn cool.
Yeah.
Uh, Rah Rah Rasputin, Russia's greatest love machine, as
Uh-huh.
this sinister force in the background manipulating events to draw everyone together to make Hellboy give up on the world so that he'll open up the portal. That's
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
Now, special effects have not aged great in this. Like I will say that there are a couple of scenes with, say, the Clockwork Nazi doing his thing with his wrist blades, where you can tell, okay, you're nowhere near touching the people who you're supposedly cutting down.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
some of the CGI has aged very not well. Like
Yeah.
when Rasputin is being pulled into the portal at the start of the movie, little globules of flesh are coming off of him, and it looks so bad. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Uh, they had the sense that when they're doing long or they're doing big CGI scenes um, of the eldritch horrors in the other dimension, they were cast in shadow mostly,
Mm.
which is like the classic. We don't have a huge CGI budget trick, but it was effective.
Yeah.
Um, on the good side, I will say that the Hound here, the evil demon that they're fighting through most of the movie, like very excellent design. Like he looks
No. Yeah.
cool,
Oh
and
yeah.
like
Yeah.
the way he moves around is just perfect.
Yeah.
The other thought I had is that I feel like Hellboy was like the inspiration for a lot of TV shows and comic books and novels and stuff. Um,
Mm.
like I'll just there's a novel series called Monster Hunters Inc. by was it Frank Corietta? One sec, it's been more than 5 years since I read that book.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not Monster Hunters, the video game. That's the problem with having a generic name for your series.
Yeah.
No, not Monster Hunters in.
Yeah, I will say like the CGI kind of looked bad in places, but the practical effects I thought really held up well.
Yeah, like Ron Perlman's Hellboy makeup is good. I'm not gonna. I think it is Hank Corietta wrote it, but anyways, like there's just a lot of novel series, but with that kind of run with this idea of secret government organization where the people aren't too ordinary and they're fighting back against the things that go bump in the night.
Yeah.
I want to take a spin on that because that seems so cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
It also just occurred to me that kind of like when we reviewed Furiosa last year or the year before,
Yeah.
that Hellboy would be an excellent setting for a tabletop RPG
Oh yeah. Yeah.
because you could make your own Hellboy or whatever.
Oh yeah, I can see that. Yeah.
Anyway, what just kept hammering through my head as I was rewatching this for the first time with a more critical eye was this is such a B movie. It's a fun B movie,
Yeah.
but it's like it's on a similar level as that Robot Jocks movie we watched a few weeks back.
Oh yeah. Yeah. No, it is. Yeah, it is very much a B movie plot, B movie, setup and everything. Yeah.
Yep. Cheesy with a capital C, but it's such darned good cheese.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
so like I liked it. Daniel's more lukewarm on it.
Mm.
It's currently on Netflix, so give it a go. It's definitely better than Anaconda.
Yeah. Although I agree with that wholeheartedly. Yeah.
It's a low bar, but it clears it.
Yeah. And I will say it's better than a lot of the superhero movies that have been coming out of from the last 5 or 6 years.
Including Hellboy remakes.
Including although I haven't seen that one, but from everything I've heard, it's really horrible. So probably don't need to see it. Um, but yeah. But with that being said, I think we've said what we needed to say for tonight.
Indeed.